Hello and welcome to C3STREAM Land. So in this short video, we are going to quickly see how to perform arithmetic operations with integers. As you know, integers are the numbers which are both positive and negative, and they are placed on a number line as you can see on the table. So 0 is somewhere in the center, and on the right hand side of the 0 all the positive numbers are there, and on the left hand side all the negative numbers are there. Now the biggest confusion that happens is when the number is negative and you need to subtract it from some positive number or negative number. So there is a huge confusion between negative and subtraction. So we are trying to see if we can clear that out. So let's start with first problem. First problem is really easy. 3 plus 2. So basically I need to be, if it's a positive, I will put it on the right side, and if I want to turn or if I have to do subtraction, I will use minus. So just remember that if we are adding two numbers, we are walking in the same direction. If we are subtracting the numbers, if we are walking to right, if we are subtracting, we have to flip and change the direction. If I flip a coin, we have to change the direction. Okay, so first we start from 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm at 3 and I have to add 2 into it. So since it is plus, my coin is still positive. Before also it was positive, so I don't change the direction. I keep going in 2 units in the same direction and I reach 5. So my answer for 3 plus 2 is 5. This is pretty easy, right? Let's make things a little bit more complicated. Now in this case, I must start at negative 3. As you can see, I'm still on addition, so I use right side for addition. So I start at negative 3 and I need to add 2 in it. So when I have to add, I keep going in the same direction, so 1 and 2, and I reach at negative 1. My bad. So yeah, it is supposed to be negative 1. So my next question is negative 3 minus 2. Now as you can see, this 2 is plus 2, but I have to subtract that plus 2 from negative 3. If I have to add, I keep going in the same direction. So plus 2 means 1, 2 towards 0. So this is plus. If I am doing plus, I go right. If the number is negative, I go left. But now what is happening here is, since this is negative 3 and I need to subtract positive 2 from it, for subtraction I change the direction. So it is negative. Now I start going towards left and not right, and I go 2 units left, 1, 2, and I reach negative 5. So my answer for this becomes negative 5. So when we are subtracting a positive number from negative number, as you can see, the positive number changed its sign and it became a negative number, and it added into a negative number, right? So it was similar like doing 3 plus 2, only as you can see signs were opposite, right? Now here one more thing for a hint, I can say that when two numbers have same signs, when both the numbers are positive, you add them together, or when both the numbers are negative, you add them together. So both of them will have same output but different sign. Now for the last question, as you can see, here we are at negative 3, but since I need to subtract, so I change the direction. This is black, so I am supposed to go left. But now since this is negative 2, I need to change the direction. Since it's subtraction, I change the direction and I go towards right. 1, 2, and I reach negative 1. And answer for this becomes negative 1 and not negative 5. Why? Because there are two things happening. There are two negative numbers here, negative 3 and negative 2, both are negative numbers, but since we are subtracting second negative number from the first negative number, this number or these units, since 2 units, negative 2 means 2 units to the left, but since you said minus, we need to go 2 units to the right, because we have to change the direction because of this minus. and that's why we ended up at -1. I hope this solves the confusion for adding and subtracting negative numbers. If you have any more questions, you can put them in the comments below. And before we part ways, we have few questions that we want you to solve. So I'm just going to put them on the screen, and I encourage you to pause the screen and try to solve them using the number line. As you can see, some of the numbers can be challenging, and you can use the hints that are given in this number. Just remember that if you are, just two things to observe. First, see if the number is positive or negative. So in this case, this number is negative, one number is negative, one number is positive. So 27 units to the left and 8 units to the right. When you add them together, how you should go? Should you go left or should you go right? So think about it and let me know what challenges you faced while solving this. Till then, happy exploring.